All right, guys. So here I'm upgrading my .NET Core Microservices course. So I thought like to give you an example of basket mapper, right? And this mapper is going to be pretty important. This is what I thought to explain you, right? So there are two kinds of mapper. The simple extension way of doing that, or the other way is via doing that delegate way. So I thought to show you that because ever since we have gotten rid of automapper. I mean to say, ever since automapper has gone commercial, right? So we started looking out for other options, and wherein different types of mapping is possible, and that is being explicit, right? Writing your own. And that's what I thought to give you an example of that, right? And this is let's jump to that. And so this being like this is your so this is what I'm going to do that here, right? So this is your simple handler, which you can see that, which is create shopping cart handler, which is taking this create shopping cart command, and it's returning shopping cart response. As I said, this is my for my course clean architecture, right? Using .NET Core. This is there in Udemy itself. It's already part of Udemy for business. But what I'm doing here is I'm completely rewriting this into .NET 10 with all the other capabilities like Saga pattern and new services like payment services and all, right, along with your Aspire and other pieces as well, like outbox pattern and a strategy pattern is also going to be the part of that, right? And that's what it's the task going on. But in between that, I thought like to explain you a very nice concept here, right? And that is what I thought to talk about this mapper. So let's go ahead and without wasting time, let's jump to this and let's write that. And this is for one of that examples which I've already written. This is for that you know from create shopping cart command to shopping cart, right? And that is what this is also the that simple extension way of doing the mapping, and that is what it is doing. But for this guy, right, what I'm just going to write here, right? Let's do it here. And the normal use case, if I just do that public static, and here I will be just doing that shopping cart response. And what I do here is I'll just copy this from here, and now in here I'll just extend this, right? And that is what I'm just going to look for, shopping cart, and this is it. Now at this place, what I'm just going to do, like return new, and I should be getting that shopping cart, oops, return new shopping cart response. And likewise, you just need to complete the template and fill in the blanks, right? So here what I'm just going to do is like first let me just get rid of this red squiggly, and it's expecting this username, like, so it should be coming from shopping cart dot username, and then what, like it's also taking this items collection, right? So I can just say that shopping cart dot items dot select, and that is what I'm going to look through there here, right? And I mean for all these items, right? So and here I'm just going to create that new shopping cart, because here it's going to be multiple items there, right? And that is what I'm just going to have this item response associated with in this particular collection. And then I'm just going to mark this as to list, and let's remove this as quickly, right? Now in here you are going to do the same, and I would simply borrow this piece and let's paste this here. Make sense, right? And this is where, if you just see that now this guy is resolved, and this is what it is going to do the mapping neatly. Now there is another way of doing that, and that is what that delegate way comes into picture. And for that, let me just write it here itself so that it can remain as a reference for you guys. And What I'm just going to do is I'll just do this public, a static, same way of and how I have been creating that using that func and all, right? So you can again apply that using with that func itself, right? And inside you can use this shopping cart, right? And so this is exactly like auto mapper pattern, like source to destination mapping, and how it needs to be uh, converted back and returned back, right? So that is what I'm just going to do that, right? The shopping cart response, like, and this here, this is going to accept this, right? Shopping cart, and that is what I'm just going to have here, right? And or let's call this, oops, what is this called? This is not needed here. So here what I just need to do is, let's call this map cart, and here it cart goes to new shopping cart response, right? And now let's complete this, and here this should take like the same way, and I'll just do that. I could copy this, but I just need to replace this with cart here, right? And so let me just do that, and this will be cart, and again this will be cart. Make sense? Now how would you use this, right? So in order to use this delegate based mapper, right, so let me just be explicit here, delegate based mapper, and for that I would just create one extension like this, public static shopping cart response, and I would just name this like to response. There are multiple ways to use that, but if I like to use this, that the usual way how I've been using, so I will just say that to response using delegate. You can give whatever name you like to give it. I'm just being more explicit here, right? So this shopping cart, I'm just extending that, and cart, and here I would rather it goes to your map cart, right? And this will take your cart. Makes sense? Now once this is in there, right, so what you are going to do here, right, you can use this you can just simply come here and comment this, and you could do like this, like return, and here you will just say that updated cart like to response using delegate, like this. And this both are doing the same thing, there is nothing different. It's only about like how you are going to use this and which practice you are going to follow, right? So both produces the same result. The difference is the style, intent, and I would say the team preference, and not correctness, right? So extension method based, like mapping, people generally use for simple, discoverable and very readable, right, which you are seeing here. And that the mapper based, I mean the delegate based, which is the func mapping, is being explicit, composable, and functional in nature, right, which you can see here, right? So that is what it is like. And this is particularly useful when you want a mapping as a first class citizen, like when we used to have like auto mappers in place, like from and to mapping, which we used to do. And this is exactly the same thing, like from and to, which we are doing, and then we are returning the response. And there is other way of doing that as well, right, which you can do here as since this is being static, right? So I would just utilize this as another way of returning here, like return, and here I can say that shopping cart mapper, or rather being like, what was my mapper? Basket mapper dot map cart, and here I can pass in that updated cart. Both mean same, right? Either way you do this, whichever way you feel convenient, right, you can do that. So I just thought to give you an example, like how you can use this as an extension method, or use as a delegate based mapper. Hope you have enjoyed this particular video. Thanks for joining me.